Hello, 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 hello. Won't he do it? Won't he do it connection? Yes, he will. Thank you for joining me again this week. This week, I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about friendships. Last week, hopefully you were able to join me on my walk and watch my video last week. And last week was about partnerships and the bucket list, right? Partnerships and the bucket list. And we can have many partners, and we can have many folks that share with us on our bucket list and things that we want to do. We talked about skydiving, and you might go on a skydiving journey with a number of different folks. Might not be your true friend, but you have like interests and you do it. This week we're talking about friendships, and hopefully you will take this journey with me and enjoy the walk. Really excited this week because this is my first video since we've moved into spring. A lot of my videos previous, you saw all that cold air coming out of my mouth because it was still kind of cold outside. We're getting ready to get into some of those sunny days now, and 60 and 70 degree temperatures, and I think I might have even saw 80 degrees in the forecast this week for the weather here in Georgia. In any case, though, we're going to be talking about friendships, and hopefully you enjoy the journey with me this week. The verse this week comes from Colossians chapter 3 and verses number 13. And it says, "Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord has forgiven you." And what struck me is very profound about this verse is the word grievance, right? And when you hear the word grievance, that's some old school talk, right? That's that old school, that's coming from the Bible. Young people don't talk like that. So if you hear somebody say that they got a grievance, it's something serious. They probably have read the word, or they've been around some older people. What they call, the old folks say, "Oh yeah, he got an old soul." Yeah, the word grievance. But in any case, it says, "Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord has forgiven you." And I know it's hard sometimes. It's hard sometimes to go back and forgive somebody when they've kind of walked over you or trampled over you or treated you wrong. And, sometimes we have to turn the other cheek. And I know it's hard because none is perfect but the Lord, right? And we are made in his image, but we are not him. And some things we strive to do, but we fall short. All we can do is ask God to continue to help us, guide us, and lead us down the right path. So if there's somebody out there that has rubbed you the wrong way, you considered them a friend at one particular time, if it's in your heart, you might want to try to extend the olive branch. Extend the olive branch. I ain't saying it's going to be your best friend, but if you can repair a relationship, you should try. I mean, this ain't me talking. This is in God's word. Colossians 3, chapter 13. You read it for yourself. So many good verses about friendship. I want to give you a couple more before we go on our walk today. This one comes from Job. Job chapter 6, verses 14. Anyone who withholds kindness from a friend forsakes the fear of the Almighty. If you got it in your heart to do something kind for somebody, especially if it's somebody that you consider your friend, you should do it. I mean, if within your power, within your ability or authority to do something, especially if you had the resources to be able to do it, even if it's just giving them a kind word or picking them up when they're down. And sometimes when your friends are down or when somebody's going through a hard time, if you can't go see them in person, you can definitely pick up the phone. You can send them a text. There's so many ways that we can communicate with people, these days, that it's no excuse for not staying in contact. And yes, it's a two-way street, but we don't do things because it's tit for tat, right? We do things because it's right. And sometimes you have to be the one to set the example. It's not always fair. And I'll tell you, sometimes it's hard, but it's fair, because you want to treat people like you want to be treated. And even if it's not reciprocated to you, the Lord will bless you. And that's the way we have to look at it. And then the last verse is Proverbs, chapter 8, verses 24. One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. One who has unreliable friends. Ain't that a sad situation? Have you ever seen people, through your journey, through your walk in life, and you can see that their life is in disarray, and you say to yourself, where are they people? Where are they people? And if the people not around, where are they friends? And how did this person get into such a state? If you have unreliable friends, your life will come to ruin. And, kind of let that be a lesson to you. You can't stick yourself in a corner and be reclusive all the time. This world, this life, God developed it, and He believes in friendships and partnerships and companionship. We talked about that last week. And, with friendship, it's a two-way street. If you're going to be reclusive and paint yourself in a corner all the time, it's going to be hard to make a good friend. But the word says, I didn't say it, the word says, one who has unreliable friends. So first of all, you got to have a friend, but if they unreliable, maybe it ain't a close friend, but you still consider them a friend. But if they unreliable, it says you're going to come to ruin. So you might want to cultivate relationship so that you don't. But then the word says there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother, and that would be your ace boon coon. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, your ace boon coon. And I'm sure most of us got one. I got one. I'm sure you out there, you have one too. You may have several. You may have one that you can't decipher from the other. That's because you've just been blessed so abundantly. You got two ace boon coons in your life. Some people don't have one. You know what I'm saying? I would say to you, evaluate. It's never too late to evaluate your friendships with people and kind of where you stand with people, all of that. But God's word is true. Lastly, where it says there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother, that's your friend in Jesus, our God. He is your friend that sticks closer than a brother. We a lot of times we can pull many different things from the word, right? But never forget, the Lord is your friend. He's our Savior. He's our guide. He's our protection. He is our friend, and He sticks closer than a brother. We have our earthly friends, and that one that sticks closer than a brother. But God, that's our heavenly friend. He's always going to be there. You got to always trust in Him, and He'll see you through. Hopefully this word blesses you real good this week. Come on and walk with me. Won't He do it? Yes, He will. Good evening, my good people. We still on the journey. We out here today, getting ready to get our walk on like we always do. Hopefully you're doing something good for your body. This week we're talking about friendships. Two types of friendships. There's good friendships and there's bad friendships. How do you know what a good friendship is? A good friendship is one where you have a reliable friend, someone that's supportive, that believes in you, that can pour into your life, that can pull you up out of the dumps. And it's a friend that it's a two-way street. They do those things for you, and you do those things for them without compromise. You come to their aid, they come to your aid. A bad friend. What is a bad friend? Bad friend are those people that you know, obviously, but sometimes they can hold grudges against you. Maybe they gossip about you, talk about you behind your back, all of those sorts of things. I don't know about you, but we all need good friends, right? And some of us are more blessed than others. Sometimes we can have multiple good friends. I'll tell you a story. I won't say it's a story, but my dad told me when I was growing up. And like I always tell you, a lot of times we hear what older people say when you're young. And at that age, when you're young, 10, 11, 12, teenage, you don't know what your parents have been through. You don't know what your older generation have been through. You only know your life for what it has been up until that moment. So when they're telling you some things, because you haven't seen it for yourself, you take it with a grain of salt. You're like, okay. But one of the things my dad told me, and I thought growing up that my dad was somewhat mean, you know what I mean? And it wasn't so much that he was mean, it was just that he had been through some things in his lifetime, that generation that he came up in. And what he told me, because he saw, I don't know, I won't say I was popular, but I had quite a few friends in the neighborhood, quite a few people that would come over to the house and play. And then, once I got up of age, started driving, he'd tell me, like, you don't need to be riding all these folks around in the car and this, that, and the other. And the story he led off with was, I'm going to tell you something, son. You only need one or two, a handful of good friends. You got you 2 or 3, maybe 4 good friends. It's like that's about it. It's like this whole gang of people, a group you hanging around. He was like, you soon gonna learn. You soon gonna find out who your real friends are. And he was like, I ain't telling you what I heard, I'm telling you what I know. He was like, some people will stick and some people fall by the wayside. And what we do know is that you typically are drawn to people that do similar things to what you do. So if your thing is the books and you study hard and you're always getting good grades, and there's somebody else over there that's good and get grades, and y'all collaborate with each other, y'all have something in common with doing your schoolwork or courses or what have you, and you get a genuine good feeling about the work, whether it's coursework or sports or cars or you're an audiophile, you like music, what have you. Those are going to be the folks you tend to draw close to. Whatever your center is, you as an individual, if your thing is sports and football, then probably your better friend is going to be someone in sports and football. If your core thing is music, audio equipment or something like that, then probably someone that you resonate with the most is going to be one of your good friends, and so on and so forth. And over time, I did find that to be true. People that you didn't run in the same circles with, you knew them from the neighborhood, you was cool with them, you hung out when it was available, or you hung out when opportunity presented itself. But they weren't people that you was calling on the phone making no plans with. It was your friend, but they wasn't your good friend. It was your friend, but it wasn't your close friend. And it's the same way now. You have what you call acquaintances. It's your friend. You hang out every now and again. Maybe somebody you work with, somebody in the neighborhood, next door neighbor or something. You call them your friend, but it ain't your ace boom coon. So my dad knew a little bit about what he was talking about. But friendships are important, man. And in the Word this week, I gave you a few verses about friendship. Last week we talked about companionship, partnership, and the bucket list. And friendships kind of go a step closer. A lot of times partnerships or companionships are sort of like more formal types of relationships, right? Where you associate with different people because you might do similar things. But a friendship, like, you can act a fool in a friendship because that's your friend. Friends don't judge. Partners and companions, potentially, they might judge you, if you do something wacky. But I don't care if you're the CEO of a corporation and, you're a pillar of the community and uphold all types of standards of integrity. You do things that people respect. But around your friend, you could be dumb as hell. and laugh about it, say something stupid, do something stupid, and it's between you and your friend. That's where you can really let your hair down, be yourself. There's no pressure. You got to worry about nothing coming back on you. You got to worry about it saying to nobody else what you did. That's your friend. In case you didn't know, I'm here to tell you, if you got somebody like that in your life, you better cherish him and hold on to him. Because everybody ain't got it. I'm going to tell you, some people, the only friend they got is Jesus Christ himself. And that's a good friend to have, probably the best friend to have. But it would also be nice to have someone, a friend, on this earthly journey. And friends don't happen like that overnight. It's a starting point and an experience and a going through of some things that develops over years and years and years and years. And if I'm calling somebody my good friend, man, we've probably been friends for the better part of 40 years now. I would even venture to say some of my closest friends are 50 years, you know, and I'm only about 56 years old now, so I've had some friends since I was 6, and a lot of times we look over our blessings, right? We don't understand how fortunate and how lucky we are to sometimes come from a small town where there was only one high school, or a small town where there was only a couple of elementary schools or middle schools, or a small town where you know people from the different communities, you know, and you come from a place where you haven't moved, where you were born. It's where you went to elementary, where you went to middle school, where you went to high school, where you went to college, you know. Now there's some, I guess you could say, some drawbacks to that, you know, like you didn't see a whole lot of the world early on. You were in your own utopia, and you know people from way back when, and it's nothing like going back home, because that's where your true friendships lie. A lot of times friends may have moved away since we finished high school or finished college or whatever, but when it's your true friend, you never lose contact. You stay engaged with them, and even if they try to slip away from you, you find a way to be in contact. It's like, hey man, I just want to tell you, my phone number changed, or I moved, or I talked to your mom, or I talked to your cousin, and they told me blah 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 blah. You find a way to maintain a relationship, and you know when it's genuine because they do the same for you. They ain't heard from you in a minute, they reach out. You hadn't heard from them in a minute, they reach out. You know, if you go more than a week or 2 weeks from talking to what you consider your good friend, you better reach out, because they might be going through something. And if you hadn't reached out to them, it could be you that's going through something. But it flashes across your mind at some point, right? Like, oh man, I hadn't talked to my partner in a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks. Now I know we all grown. We ain't boys or girls no more. We all men and women. We all have families, we have jobs, we have responsibilities and things that we have to deal with. But that's kind of where stress comes in, right? Like if you don't have a relief from some of the day-to-day things that you have to go through during your life, it can become a problem. We're on this healthy journey, and we're doing our walk whether we want to or not, but we feel like it or not. Not only doing it for me, but I'm doing it for the people that we've already lost along the way, where health issues has come up and we lost people way too early. I'm doing it for those that ain't doing the right thing now, and they feel like maybe they too far gone and they can't do it. Some folks might say that I was too far gone. I done gained a lot of weight since high school and college, but in my mind, hell, I'm still in good shape. I ain't lying. I can get out here and walk for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I can go swimming. I feel like I do pretty good to be as heavy as I am. But my point is, we can get out and we can do whatever we want to do. You can't let anything discourage you if you want to be here. And we're fortunate to be here. If we have children, great. I don't have no grandchildren yet, though. I want to be here for a be able to bounce a grandchild on my knee. I know a lot of friends of mine that never got to experience that because they're gone to be with the Lord already. And when you get up to 55, start knocking on the door of 60, you can leave here at any time. You can leave here at any time, whether you 40, 30, 20. If you ain't doing the right thing, you ain't taking care of yourself, if you're not treating your body like a temple, you can leave here. But as a friend, I wanted to start this and set an example, and hopefully it has an impression on somebody, and they'll get out here and do something for themselves too. We all need friends in this world. You can't do it by yourself. We all need friends, and not just friends that are just going to be your yes man. You need friends to get you back on track. And sometimes getting on track is about your health. Getting on track could be about your finances. Being on track could be about your relationship. No one person can do it all. Maybe I can give you an inside track from a health perspective. Maybe somebody else can speak more to a relationship, but it all kind of works together, right? Once you get on track on one thing, and you get your mind clear on one thing, all the other stuff fall in line, baby. That's the beauty of getting started. And God's word, He says, if you take the first step, He'll take the rest. But we just got to start it. And when we get started and start putting things in place and making a move, what they say, faith without works is dead. You can have faith all day. Say, Lord gonna deliver me, Lord gonna do this. But faith without works is dead, which means you got to get up and do something. You want to be in shape. You want your heart health to be well. You want your blood pressure to go down. You got to take some action. You got to get out here and walk when you don't want to walk. You got to be selective on the foods that you're eating. You got to be cognizant of the portions that you eat. Now, my wife, she's beautiful. You know what I mean? In shape. Can eat like a horse. Don't gain no weight. And she cook pretty much every day. And it be good too. But I can't eat everything she eat. Although I want to. You know what I mean? I cannot. And I don't have any health issues. But we don't know what tomorrow holds. You might be good today, and the next time you go to the doctor, boom, 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 boom. You got this, and you were like, oh my God, how did that happen? So you can't take it for granted. There's so much information out here for us, and we have to be supportive. If you call yourself a friend, you have to speak up. You have to speak up. And I don't care if you're speaking up for just the good friends or you're speaking up for your acquaintances or the folks that you don't necessarily call a good friend, but still a friend just the same. The word that goes out can help us all. And guess what? It'll be a blessing to your life. I appreciate you for walking with me. God bless. Won't He do it? Yes, He will.
I said, won't He do it? Won't He do it? Yes. Yes, He will.